The Samsung Galaxy Note 20 series is finally official, and in this video we're going to be putting it up against the best from Apple, which is currently the iPhone 11 Pro Max. What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and we're going to break down all of the key differences SuperSaf style. The first thing I want to clarify is yes, that I am aware that there will be a new iPhone out in just over a month, but currently this is the best iPhone that we've got, and it should give us a good preview of what improvements we're going to be getting on the iPhone 12 Pro Max or whatever it's going to be called. So the first thing I want to talk about is the size. Both devices are big devices and they are quite similar in size overall. The iPhone does weigh a little bit more, but the Note 20 Ultra is a little bit taller. Now it's a little bit taller because it does have a larger display, 6.9 inches versus 6.5 inches. And it's also got much smaller bezels with a small punch out for the front facing camera. The iPhone 11 Pro Max does have those bezels with that notch. This is a design that we've seen on the iPhone 10 as well as the iPhone 10s. So hopefully we're going to be getting a bit of an improvement on the iPhone 12. But currently the Note 20 Ultra does give you a much higher screen to body ratio, and it doesn't stop there. It's also got a high resolution. So the pixel density is slightly higher. It's not something that you're really going to notice too much. The one thing you will notice is the difference in refresh rates. Although both displays are OLED displays, the iPhone display has a 60 Hz refresh rate, whereas the Note 20 Ultra has a 120 Hz refresh rate. Now this works similarly to the S20 Ultra, where if you do want to use 120 Hz, then you can't use that full resolution, so you will be taking a hit on the pixel density. But this is a hit that I'm more than happy to take because having that 120 Hz refresh rate does make things super smooth. So overall, the advantage for the display does definitely go to the Note 20 Ultra. Now, one of the reasons why we have that notch on the iPhone is because of Face ID. So not only does that notch hold the front-facing camera, it has a bunch of sensors, and this gives you secure facial unlock. The Note 20 Ultra still has an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner. This is not the 3D Sonic Max that was rumored, which I was hopeful for, but nevertheless, it's a very fast fingerprint scanner. It sits within the display, and some may argue it's more convenient, especially in today's age where a lot of us have to wear masks, and when you do have a mask on, then unfortunately you can't use Face ID. Now, taking a look at the overall design and build, the Note 20 Ultra does have much more squared off edges to go in line with that Note theme. We've got an aluminium frame on the Note 20 Ultra. On the iPhone 11 Pro Max, we have a stainless steel frame. Now, both devices do have glass on the front and the back. On the Note, we do have curved glass, and it's also going to be the first smartphone in the world to have the new Gorilla Glass 7, which is supposed to be more durable and also less likely to shatter when dropped. I am not a durability expert and I don't do drop tests or durability tests here on the channel, so I'm sure as soon as the retail version is out, we'll be seeing a detailed durability test from my friend Zach on Jerry Rig Everything, so do stay tuned for that video. Both devices are IP68 water and dust resistant, and for the iPhone, it does come in 4 colors. We've got a silver, a space gray, a gold, as well as the midnight green. This has a frosted back finish, which looks really nice and doesn't attract as many fingerprints. The Note 20 Ultra also has a frosted finish on the bronze version, so this is not glossy and it looks really nice, but you also get a black as well as a white version, which do have glossy backs. Now we've got slightly different camera modules on both devices as well. We've got a square camera module with 3 lenses on the iPhone, and then we've got a rectangular camera module on the Note with 3 main lenses as well as a laser autofocus sensor. So let's break these cameras down. The iPhone has 3 12 megapixel cameras. We've got a primary, we've got an ultra wide, as well as a 2x telephoto. Cameras are really good, some of my favorites over the year. I still keep defaulting back to my iPhones in many situations. The Note 20 Ultra is looking to improve on what we saw with the S20 Ultra. So we have a primary 108 megapixel camera. This has been refined compared to what we had on the S20 Ultra. And along with that laser autofocus, it should give us great autofocus speeds, something that was a bit of an issue on the S20 Ultra. We then have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, but finally we have a 12 megapixel periscope zoom camera. This is going to give us 5 times optical zoom, and up to 50 times digital zoom, what Samsung calls space zoom. So I'm definitely glad that Samsung are not going for the 100x zoom that we saw on the S20 Ultra, which really wasn't that good. And in my brief testing, it does give you some good results at 50x. Still not something that I would post on social media, but nevertheless, having that option there is quite nice, whereas you only get 10x zoom on the iPhone. So when it does come to zoom, yes, the S20 Ultra does get the advantage here. For the front-facing cameras, we've got 10 megapixels on the Note 20 Ultra. We've got 12 megapixels on the iPhone. Now, of course, to really see the differences between these cameras, we are gonna have to do a SuperSaf style camera comparison between these two. And as soon as I've got my hands on the retail unit of the Note 20 Ultra, I'll get working on that straight away, I promise. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you do not miss that comparison. Now moving on to the video, we do have 4K 60 frames a second across all of the cameras on the iPhone. On the Note 20 Ultra, we do have up to 8K 24 frames a second. This is similar to what we saw on the S20 Ultra, but we do have some improvements. Firstly, we do have the Pro Video mode, which is going to give you a lot more control. You can get some of those Pro Video controls on the iPhone, but you will have to get a third-party app, something like Filmic Pro. It's not something that's default. And the Note 20 Ultra now also gives you a lot more control over audio. So you can select a few different audio recording options, including one where you'll be able to use the Samsung Galaxy Buds Live earphones, which have noise cancellation, and you'll be able to get the audio recording from those into the Note 20 Ultra's Pro Video recording app. And this is mainly for situations where there's a lot of background noise and you need that noise cancellation, something that I cannot wait to test out. Now let's talk about the internals. What's powering these devices? Well, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, as you know, is powered by the Apple A13 Bionic chip. It's a very, very capable and fast chipset. I've really not had any performance issues with my iPhone 11 Pro Max over the year that I've been using it. And obviously we're going to be getting an even more improved A14 very soon on the new iPhone. The Note 20 Ultra, there's some good news and there's some bad news. There's some good news if you are in the US and in other regions, because you will be getting the latest and greatest Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset, which is the fastest available on the Android side at the moment. But unfortunately, if you are in the UK, Europe, and some regions in Asia, like I am, then unfortunately, you're still gonna have the Exynos 990. Now, what's quite surprising is that the Exynos 990 has already been inferior to the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, which I've covered in detail in my S20 Ultra review. I'll leave that linked in the cards and in the description. And Samsung have just gone ahead and created even more of a gap between the US and other regions, which really does not make sense to me. Now, having said that, in day-to-day, it's not going to be a massive issue. It's mainly when you get into things like gaming. And speaking of gaming, Samsung are really emphasizing the gaming capabilities of the Note 20 Ultra. They have been working very closely with Microsoft, and you'll be able to get Xbox Game Pass on here, which will allow you to play some really high quality games on the Note 20 Ultra. And you also have more RAM on the Note 20 Ultra. It's going up to 12 gigabytes of RAM. On the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you just have 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now, this may not be noticeable generally, but there are definitely situations where I wish that the iPhone had more RAM. An example is if I'm halfway through posting a story on Instagram and I leave the app, it's not going to carry on uploading in the background. I'm going to have to go back into the app. So this is really where the Note 20 Ultra gets the advantage for its multitasking abilities. Now, that also brings us on to the software, because we do have iOS 13, which will be upgradable soon on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And on the Note 20 Ultra, it's going to come with Android 10 with the One UI skin on top. There's advantages and disadvantages to both. On the iPhone side of things, you do get that ecosystem. Everything is really well connected. You get things like AirPlay, AirDrop, you get iMessage, which you can't find anywhere else. On the Note 20 Ultra, you obviously get all the flexibility and customizations that you get on Android, including certain features that really take advantage of the multitasking abilities of the Note. We've got great multi-window support, as well as support for wireless DeX now. So Samsung is saying that you're going to be able to connect the Note 20 Ultra to any display that supports screen mirroring, and that way you're going to be able to get somewhat of a desktop experience on an external display, which should be really, really cool. Now let's talk about the storage options. So you do get a base of 64 gigabytes on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it goes all the way up to 512 gigabytes. For the Note 20 Ultra, it's going to depend on your region. I believe it starts at 128 in certain regions, but it does go all the way up to 512 gigabytes. However, the advantage that you get on the Note 20 Ultra is that you do have an SD card slot, so you can expand that storage by a massive amount. This is something that's not available on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now let's talk about the audio. So both devices do have stereo speakers. We've got one in the earpiece and one bottom firing, and both sound really, really good. Unfortunately, neither of these have a 3.5mm jack. Now, one feature that the Note 20 Ultra has, which really no other device can match, is the S Pen. And the S Pen is going to allow you to do lots of things that you're not really going to be able to do just with your finger. And it has been improved massively. Samsung have said that it's got an 80% improvement for latency. So we've got latency down to like 9 milliseconds, which makes the writing experience very, very smooth. There's also improved handwriting recognition, and you can also import and annotate things like PDFs. It's something that I find very, very useful. Now, moving on to the batteries, the Note 20 Ultra does have a larger battery compared to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. However, you do have a higher refresh rate display, so battery life is really something that I'm gonna have to kind of feed back on. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has given me great battery life in the time that I've been using it. And for charging, the Note 20 Ultra does get the advantage because you firstly get a 25-watt charger out of the box. So it's a faster charger compared to the 18-watt fast charger on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And although both devices do support wireless charging, you've got support for up to 15 watts wireless charging on the Note 20 Ultra, and that is twice the speed of the iPhone 11 Pro Max's wireless charging. The Note 20 Ultra also has reverse wireless charging, what Samsung call wireless PowerShare, and this will allow you to charge other devices, even the iPhone 11 Pro Max, on the back of the Note 20 Ultra. And finally, let's talk about pricing and availability. If we look at the starting price, the Note 20 Ultra does start slightly higher, but you are getting more storage. So if we do compare the like-for-like storage in the UK anyway, you will be getting the Note 20 Ultra for cheaper compared to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The Note 20 Ultra is available for pre-order right now, and it is going to be releasing on around the 21st of August. Now, if you are interested in getting the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I would say hold back for around about a month so you can see what the next iPhone is going to be offering. And also, when that new iPhone is announced and released, then the iPhone 11 Pro Max, if you are still interested in getting that, will be dropping in price. But nevertheless, that is the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra versus the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Yes, the Note 20 Ultra does have some newer features, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max still does pack a punch, and I cannot wait till the next iPhone is out because we will be redoing this comparison SuperSaf style. So if you want to see that first, once again, a reminder, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. What do you think about the Note 20 Ultra versus the iPhone 11 Pro Max? Do let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this detailed summary and comparison. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time to watch his SuperSaf style.